So you've just been upgraded to a paramilitary service, and that was done in 2014.
Yeah.
How has that helped the service in carrying out its work?
Thank you very much. The upgrading of the service to a paramilitary status has actually impacted positively on our activities. Before then, if I were to appear on this platform, I wouldn't have appeared in this uniform. So that is one great impact.
A uniform makes a difference?
It does.
How?
Because as I came in here, people who pass by, some had to turn again and look, who is this military man? So that is one important thing. So it is one way of identifying and promoting the service in the eyes of the public. Two, even before then, our act provides that we can carry arms. Now, we have the opportunity of carrying higher arms than we used to carry before. Where we used to carry double barrels, single barrels, then guns, and the rest of them. Now we can carry arms like AK-47, depending on the threats or challenges we are facing. Apart from that, the welfare of the officers has been improved. Our salary structure is no longer based on the public salary structure. It is now based on the paramilitary salary structure, which of course is higher than what obtains in the public service sector.
So in other words, morale has been boosted?
The morale has been boosted.
Okay, now looking at what has happened on the ground, I mean, some of the challenges you were upgraded to confront.
Yeah.
Hunters, poachers, I think poachers even more importantly, we don't know which one is of a greater threat. Is Nigeria one of the countries under threat from poachers?
Nigeria is not a country that is under threat by poachers. You see, our basic challenge in the environment is not poaching. Our basic challenge in the environment is habitat loss through deforestation, logging. Because when you log or you deforest an area, you are causing problem or disaffecting a colony of animals. Whereas in the case of poaching or illegal hunting, you go in there, pick one or two, while the rest remain.
But you said that you were not under any threats. The national parks did not really face any threats.
Challenge, I said.
You don't consider the challenge of logging a threat to the national parks?
It's not a threat as long as we are able to challenge it and minimize the incident to lowest ebb.
What about herdsmen? We've also heard incidences of, where herdsmen are taking their cattle through the forest.
That is the second greatest challenge I was going to mention. Because as I am talking to you now, one of the national parks in Kaduna State, that is Kamuku National Park, is partially being encroached by cattle rustlers. That is herdsmen and people who rustle cattle. So that has been a greatest challenge to us. And in order to thwart that, we are currently working with the Nigerian Army in that forest. And this is the reason you see kidnapping and armed robbery tend to be higher in that axis between Benungwari, Fontua, and maybe Gusau areas. But the National Park officials and the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Police, we are networking to ensure that we are able to at least disengage these people from this place so that the park is secure. So
in other words, the threat that you face in Kaduna, it's not something that the Rangers could have handled by themselves?
Yes, it's not, because it goes beyond the park. That is why we have to bring in the army, the police, and the other security agencies, because some of them use the park. Remember what happened in Sambisa, or what is happening in Sambisa now. Sambisa was a forest reserve, which was taken over by bandits or insurgents, made it their hideout. Today, Sambisa is a ghost of itself. So the same scenario is what is being attempted in some of these forest reserves. apart from even the national parks.
Are you able to take an aerial view of the park? I mean, to even say what is happening? I imagine that it will be quite vast. I imagine that in some instances it might be bushy and you might not be able to see through. Are you able to take an aerial view to assess what precisely could be happening to forestall incidences like this?
For us, we do not have the capacity or the facility to undertake that area view. But like I've told you, we have a collaboration with the Nigerian Army. And the Nigerian Army collaborates with the Nigerian Air Force. So the Nigerian Air Force undertakes an area view of that. And based on what is found, the report is laid before the Army, and we also share from that report.
I'm also curious, are you getting any help from Nigeria's private sector? We do know that there's a conservation fund and also a non-governmental organization, but how helpful have they been to keeping the national park?
Yes, it depends on our ability to reach out. Because why I say this is because if you do not state your problem, if you don't cry, nobody knows you have a problem. So the fact that we have started crying now, I think people are beginning to know our problem and are beginning to at least coming to us, giving us assistance.
What precisely are you crying about? From all I've heard you say on this program, you say everything, it looks like everything is fine.
We were to talk about the funding, and we went out where the marketing time came. We went into marketing. So we have not said anything about funding.
So funding is a challenge for you?
It's a challenge to us, just like it is a challenge to any federal government agency. And as far as our collaboration with the private sector is concerned, we are now changing our approach. We realize that the government alone cannot do it. So we needed the private sector. So because of that, around 17 September this year, we organized a stakeholders dinner, inviting the international community and even the national community.
Did it yield fruit?
It did.
Okay. It's good to know that it's yielding fruit. And we sincerely hope that many more Nigerians would look towards conservation efforts.
We are hoping so.
We wish you all the best in your efforts. Well, I have been speaking with Ibrahim Musa Goni. Thank you for coming on Hard Copy.
Thank you very much, Mokbe.
Well, that's the program tonight. Please do your bit for the environment. Plant a tree or two if you can, and don't litter. We also look forward to your mails and tweets. Please use the handles on your screen. Thank you for watching. I'm Mao Kweogun. See you next week.